Well, here I am, fresh out of the shower, a little moisturizer. You can see I have a lot of redness on my chin. I have some age spots, all kinds of fun things going on in this particular arena here. One of my subscribers, Sharon Hardy, has sent me some of that really cool Magic Finish. I have a link below for this, and it looks like kind of like when you burn chocolate, when you're melting milk chocolate and you burn it, it gets that kind of texture to it. It's a very, very odd jelly kind of texture. Just need a little bit, and it's slightly tinted. And I'm just going to put this all over. It's very hydrating, very moisturizing. There is a slight scent to it. As you can see, it has already improved a lot of what's going on here. So that is and I will put a picture of it and thing up in there. She sent it to me in a container that she had, so this isn't the container it comes in. But that is really good, and it is HSN. It's HSN Magic Finish. And thank you, Sharon, so much for that, because I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to let that set in a little bit. I'm going to put some eye primer on. And I just picked this up. Somebody else had said this was the best. I think I tried it years ago, and I don't remember if I really loved it or not. This is the Ulta Eye Primer Base in the color Nude. Just put a little bit on each. It's slightly tinted. It may take out a little bit of discoloration, but not like painterly. So that is pretty nice. Next thing I'm going to do is a lip scrub here. This is one of my wine wipes. Just going to put this on. I have these linked below because they are just so cool. I love red wine. And of course it was Saturday night last night. So I just literally it takes any stains off from dark red lipstick or wine, and your lips look and feel great. Next thing I'm going to do is put on some lip primer from Too Faced, and that holds your lipstick on really well, helps keep it from migrating outside the lip line. So that is the lip insurance, it's called. Okay, I went to the Ulta event yesterday. It was the 21st, and it was the last day of the event. So they had this huge makeup extravaganza. They had makeup artists all over the place doing makeovers. And of course they trapped me, but I had my purple eye going, and I was like, I thought I looked just fine. But I have been curious about these new Bye Bye Under Eye concealers. I've had the Bye Bye Under Eye regular concealer. This is the regular one that they used to have, was in shade light, and it's really, really white. It's very thick and pasty, and I always had to kind of mix this with another concealer to be able to use it, but it's got great longevity. So when IT Cosmetics came out with the new Bye Bye Under Eye concealer, it seems to be a slightly different texture, and there's a gazillion colors. So I looked down, and initially I thought I was going to be the third one in, which is shade 11. 12 was a little bit too warm. 13 is what she tried on me, and it was a perfect match. So I'm going to put the Bye Bye Under Eye concealer on. What I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little on my hand first. And it feels very similar to the old style concealer. I don't know if they changed the formulation or not. I'm just going to dab it here. See, even this number 13, this was like 5th in line, I think. Even with that, I'm just going to press that in with my hands. It's not too light. You really don't want your concealer to be too light because it can make you look really masky, you know, like your raccoon eyes. And I like to go in with my finger afterwards to press in because I have a few cracks right here on the underneath this part of my eye on both sides, and that's where the concealer can tend to crack and look very dry. So that is the Bye Bye Under Eye, and this is number 13, and I'm a medium light complexion, and this worked really well. I'm just going to use, I have Laura Mercier Under Eye Brightening. I'm just going to use my finger right here. I'm going to press that in right here and just brush it lightly. I'm not pressing any pressure, but and I think it's just necessary to set that. Now if I need any concealer on my chin or around my nose, I'll put it on after. I'm going to try the foundation next. And this is a foundation I've been seeing everybody else review, so I thought I would because I've heard mixed reviews about this, and I think it's important to it's messy. It's got a pump. This is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop, and my color here is natural. I've heard everybody say you should go up a little bit higher than the shade you think you should be. So I'm just going to try this with a brush first. And the shade Natural looked to be more neutral or red undertone as opposed to warm, but they all seem a little on the warm side. Now I have normal to dry skin. I've been doing good skincare, but I have normal to dry skin, and I had those spots that you saw. I think it's looking a little warm. I mean, I have a warm undertone, but this is really warm. So you've been wondering where I have been. I've been getting really nice emails from you, and I really appreciate that. That's really kind. I'm looking here in the mirror, and I'm not liking it so far. Now, I've heard mixed reviews from people. I've heard it exaggerate pores and things like that. I didn't find that that was the case. So far, it's actually not bad. But I'm using a little bit more. Let me just put it on this way. See how it works. It is a matte finish, and I didn't think it took out. It seemed to move my concealer that was on the age spots. I'm just going to add some more there, add some more around the nose, see how that goes. And I'm just going to take any finger marks or texture out with my beauty blender. I don't know how this looks on camera, but close up, it's not bad. It's not drying. I thought it would be drying because of the reports that I hear. So I guess if you see different people doing it, maybe you can find somebody whose skin you agree with. Just I have a lot of texture on my face and the age spots, and you can see I did not cover the age spots with it. So I would say it's more of a medium coverage. Going to put on now. This is a conceal stick from Fenty. I'm just going to make a little V there. and make a little V there. And I'm just taking my contour from where it starts to bulge out back, where it starts to bulge out and back. And I'm just going to use a little bit of a brush here. This is one of my real techniques. And I'm just going to kind of blend that in. I don't like to go on the skinny part of my chin with a contour because I think it exaggerates the thinness of that against the fatness of the other thing. I'm just going to use what's excess up here. You want to make sure you blend all your edges out on a contour so it's not a harsh line because it looks very obvious. But you don't want to blend it out so you can't see it at all either. So now I've always kind of used my fingers, and people find that they don't like that. So I'm going to use my butter bronzer from Physicians Formula, and I'm just going to kind of go over that a little bit and go over the top. Is that nice coconut scent? I find that's really pleasant. I don't think it's awful at all. We're starting to get autumn, which is really nice. I saw the first Macintosh apples in the grocery store, so I'll be making my apple crumble, one of my mom's recipes, and I'll be doing that baking thing. I'm going to start baking with you. Let's get a blush. Let's see. I've been using these. These are from Profusion. I just picked these up at Target. These are not sent to me. Profusion did send me some things, but they didn't send me this. I like the colors in this. It's a nice combination. So I went and bought it myself. They are extremely pigmented. I mean, extremely pigmented. So I'm going to try a little of this one. See how it goes. This is called Alive. And you see it's a subtle kind of a natural flush. It's kind of pretty. Doesn't look like much in the pan here, but I tell you, it's very pretty when you put it on. Now these things run around $5 for the pan of them, sometimes $6, depending on where you live. I noticed Target's pricing is slightly different depending on where you live. And I know that in the Target stores I go to, 2 different stores, they have 2 different price points, so it's kind of interesting. And I'll just put some down here in the décolleté. Okay. Yep, they do kick up a little powder, but the price on this is really good, and this is the blush palette. And they give you a little bit of a where you put the blush. Okay. Okay. So next is a highlighter, and I found this in the Ocean State job lot. This is the W7 Prism, and this is one of those space age alien colors that has a kind of a sheen. I don't know if you can see it or not. You see? There we go. Just a little bit, teeny bit here. I'm dressing up as a witch to do my Halloween treat video. I'm collabing with Dolores, so I'm kind of making myself up with a little bit kind of unusual color combination. So let's just put it here. Yep. Get that bone going so I get the shine on the bone. See that? So this is the 3D Prism Highlighting Glow. Holographic glow. That's kind of fun. I have to step outside my comfort zone every now and then. So the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop is on. Looks like it's oxidizing a little bit, maybe up a half shade. I don't know. I think I could have gone with a color less than this. See, I was listening to somebody else talk, and they got too light a shade, and they, you know, when you get too light a shade of foundation, that's not so good. This was on sale at Ulta, and I think probably they're not going to carry it anymore. This is Eyelure, and this is their blonde brow pencil. So I thought I would buy it. Was like on sale for $3.49. So if you have a Ulta near you, Eyelure is like top, I think it's top of the line for brow products. You can really make some realistic looking brows. And yeah, I went to a play last weekend, and then my other granddaughter had an art show, and then we bought a car. I bought a car, actually. My husband didn't have anything to do with it. He went with me for the test drive, but so I really had to look at my budget, and that was kind of scary. As a YouTuber, my budget is, 60% makeup, 40% bills and functional things. So I found myself really in a pickle because I had owned my last car and it was starting to crap out. So I figured I would go and lease a new car. We're leasing the car. And to do that, it's only around $200 a month. You can lease a 2018. But you have to really think about your budget. When you have no car payment at all, and then suddenly you've got a $200 a month payment, that's $50 a week, basically. And that's what I spend at least on makeup and other things. So I decided to really budget and see what was going on. And that's what made me kind of fearful of myself. And I've seen other YouTubers do this as well. We're getting so much makeup and keep buying more and more of it. Our budgets are shot. They really are. We're spending way too much money on makeup. And I'm not sure how you feel about seeing us all the time, month after month, buying more and more with the newest thing. And again, the business model is every 4 months release a new product. And this, I'm being picky about what I buy now, and I am only buying and keeping quality stuff. If something's really bad, I'll either return it, or it goes to my granddaughters, or I will put it in a giveaway. But I'm not going to keep a lot of excess products in my collection. And at one point I will give you a tour of my collection, because you won't believe how much I've scaled down. I went through all of my stuff, and I had 5 winners for that last giveaway that I did. Each of those boxes weighed between 4.5 and 6 pounds each. So that's almost 30 pounds of makeup I gave away recently. And I think everybody's got their box by now. I think Canada was the one that was like international, and I'm not sure if they got their box yet. They should be getting it pretty soon. But it felt good to clean that out, and I know that they appreciated having makeup to, it's new to them. One man's trash, is another man's. And I gave away like my Emily palettes and, Narvina. I gave away Narvina. I gave away a lot of, good palettes. It's just that I have like my Viseart things, and I probably will get that new Viseart glitter palette that's coming out. So, being picky and all, I happen to notice these new palettes from NYX, and it's hit or miss with NYX. I mean, there's a couple of their palettes that weren't too bad, but this is the newest collection. This particular one, and there were 3 or 4 different variants. This one is called Steam, and I was thinking of steampunk. It's got a nice mirror there, which I found out recently on vacation. A mirror really does help, because I forgot to pack my mirror, and I didn't have a mirror there. And the mirror that was in the hotel was this round, like looking glass mirror that was set up real high, and when you sit down at the desk, I had to keep standing up to look in the mirror, and it wasn't close up. It was really awful. And I don't like to hug the bathroom when I'm in a hotel, because my husband does not. He does not appreciate that. So anyway, I'm going to do my eye look today from the Steam, I want to say steampunk, but from the Steam palette. So we're going to start off with the light color. And this is the light color here. I don't see any names. Whoa, this is very pigmented. That is the white. I do have a primer on. Yeah, it's not bad at all. And I'm just doing this light color all over my lid. I know a lot of people like to start with the transition shade or the crease shade and then add the lid later. I like to give the lid a base and then work from there. And I'm using, it's a color switch for poor people. I found it at TJ Maxx. I'm going to go into this matte color here, whatever it is. And I'm just going to kind of draw a straight line across right to the edge of my eye. I'm going to do it on the other side. Just draw a straight line across to the edge of my eye. I know it's weird. It looks weird and it feels weird. And okay, so now I'm going to take a kind of a thicker brush and I'm going to smear it around, or blend it out as they say. Just going to smear it around, blend it out. Windshield washer motions. And it's all just above where the mobile part of my eye ends. It's the upper part of my eye, not the part that moves. So I'm just going to take anything off that was on that. This brush has nothing on it, and I'm just swishing the eyeshadow that's on my eye back and forth so that it blends out nice. Fingers are allowed. Clean fingers are allowed. There we go. And you just keep swishing it around till it looks really nice and smooth and even. Okay, next part. So now we're going to go to the next color. And I think what I'm going to do is go in with a matte. I'm going to go in with this color here. Just on the ends. What I'm doing is I'm making a basic eye, and then I'm going to add color from there. And with this palette you can do a basic eye. I'm pretty impressed so far with the pigmentation on this. It's been hit or miss with me with NYX. I don't think NYX has me as their target audience, my age group, 60 plus, 50 plus, from most of you are 40 plus. But young people are always welcome to watch, because tips and tricks on an old person are going to look fabulous on a young person too. So you can see I'm darkening out that outer third. Just make sure it's all blended. You know, that's the big mistake between people who look sloppy and people who look pulled together, is the blending. And that usually takes a little time. And I just take a little bit of makeup each time and add it in. I don't put a big blob of makeup and then swoosh it around. I take a little bit each time and then just kind of swoosh it from there. Starting to look nice, huh? Well, let's see. Let me clean this off. And we're going to add this pink in, I think, as the outside color. Just tracing along the edge of that dark with this pink. And then it warms it up a little bit and it smooths it out, and it kind of makes it transition into the rest, called transition shade, transition into the rest of my eyebrow area. So, since there is some sparklies in here, I think I'm going to try this sparkly one. And I'm just going to put it just underneath my brow right there. So it catches the light. And for this lower, let's put some of this on the outside edge just to add a little bit of oomph to that. Let's see what happens. So you see I made a base eye, and now I'm just kind of adding over the top of it. So I have a nice base eye, but I'm also adding some sparkle. Now I also like to transition between the light here and the dark here, so I need something in the middle. I call it my color bar, and I think what I'm going to do is use this color. It looks kind of holographic blue and purple. I'm just going to make a little bit of a rectangle right there between those two colors, and it transitions between the dark and the light. And get real close. Now it never looks like very much when you get to this point, and it's because you don't have the eyeliner and the mascara on, but once you get the eyeliner and mascara, it just brings it out. I mean, it just gives you life. It really does. So, alright, let's do a little bit of eyeliner. And this is Cargo Swimmables, and this is in Cannon Beach. Okay, I'm just going to go from the outside edge. I'm going to connect the outside edge with about halfway under, connect the outside edge halfway under. I didn't go all the way in my eye because I don't want to have too much of a darkness down there. So that's Cargo Swimmables, and that came in a kit with like 3 different colors. And let's do something light and bright and fun. Now what is this missing? Let's take a little of this light silvery blue right here. And I'm just going to draw right underneath here. That'll give me just a little bit of sparkle underneath. Okay. So this is the Machinist palette, and the Machinist palette, there's like 3 or 4 different palettes. This particular one is called Steam, and it actually makes quite a nice eye. So you can do a basic eye with it, and then you can add some fancier things to it. So, and I'm sure I can get a couple other eye looks from that. Don't necessarily need a curl because I have such a hood that sometimes a curl flips them right into the lid. So this is the Hourglass Extreme, Caution Extreme. Getting as close to the eyeball lid as possible and going up, shaking it a little bit, and then out straight. This particular mascara is very, very fibery. So it builds a lot, it makes your lashes thicker, but because of that, the sacrifice is to kind of look a little clumpy, so you have to use a mascara brush afterwards. And I do my lower lashes. Some people don't like to because it makes it look like you have a line under your eyes. But I like that Shirley MacLaine thing. I like doing that. Something that's cool. And on the other side, jiggle back and forth and out, back and forth, out. I love these purples, really neat. Just bought some purple eyeshadow from CVS. It was a L'Oreal, really pretty purple, but I'm not sure if they're discontinuing that because I didn't see them in the new displays. I think they're just selling out what they have, so it's probably old. Mine looked like somebody had dipped into it because it didn't look like there was very much product in it. And I actually was going to accent this look with that shadow, but I wanted to stay with that palette to see what that palette could do on its own. And I also want to see how long it lasts. Get those corner lashes. Alright, so that is Hourglass Caution Extreme. I really like that a lot. Okay, now, most important tip ever. You get nothing else out of anything I say today. This is most important. You take a magnifying mirror and a Q-tip, or a cotton bud as you call it in England, and you go around and you collect up any of the mess you made. Hey, not bad. I'm getting better with this. And if you see any clumpies on your lashes, you can use a lash brush to, this is what a mascara brush looks like, you see? Yeah, you would just take that and run it through and it pulls all the little clumpies off the end. Those little clumpies though give you fiber extensions to your lashes, so alright, now for lips. So my lip liners. This one's the pinkiest looking. What is this? This is Color Me Beautiful. And the color is Natural. I just put a little bit on the inside too, so because that wears off quicker. And all right, so now what color should I use? Oh my goodness, I have pared down my stuff so much. Oh, let's start with the LA Girl Metal Liquid Lips. Let's see what that looks like. What do you think? Do I look witchy enough? Alright, well, I like that one. I think I'm going to add a little bit of lightness to it. Let's use the Lancome Absolute in the middle. So I've got that in the middle. So I'm doing kind of a two-toned lip. It's subtle, but it's there. You can see that alien highlighter is working with this look. Alright, so now I think setting spray is something we should give a try. And I do like, this is the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. Lightly scented, not too bad. Alright, I think I'm good to go. So I'm going to get my hair all situated, and I'm going to get my little costume on. I'll be back with you in just a moment. Okay, so this is the finished look, and I really like it. I actually, in testing out the NYX foundation, it does last all day, and it did break apart around my nose and on my chin, but that, again, I drink lots of coffee, I'm on the phone, I do all kinds of stuff. But I'm really actually pretty impressed with it. It's slightly dry, but I don't think that it's bad for people who have normal to dry skin. If you have really, really dry skin, I think it will accentuate the texture. You have to get the right color. If you go too light, it will really show texture on your face. So I always go a half shade darker. If I can't find my shade exactly, I go a little bit darker rather than a little bit lighter. So I think that that helps with, you know, there's no, I don't see pore dots, I don't see lots of flakiness, but that moisturizer I used, that primer, Magic Finish, that probably really made a huge difference. So again, thank you, Sharon, for sending that to me. That was really kind of you. And I do encourage you to support your YouTube people that you like. One of the ways you can help us out a lot is by subscribing, hitting the subscriber button, and that just, it'll send an email to you to tell you that we've got new video up. Or you can actually hit the subscribe button and not hit the bell. If you hit the bell, you get notifications that we've got a video up. If you don't hit the bell, you won't be bothered with all the emails. It's alright. But I think it's important because we spend a lot of our own money here. We're not making a living. I'm not making a living on YouTube. A lot of us aren't. A very few people have made it to the point where they can actually consider it like an income. I can't. I mean, the little bit I make goes to makeup. It goes right back into the show, and hopefully I can make shows that help you make smart choices when you're looking for makeup and avoid those things that look tempting on the outside but really aren't all that great. So I'll always give you honest opinions. I'm kind of the gal that lives next door that will just tell it like it is. And I hope that you will help support me by checking out things in my Amazon store below. I have it linked, and also the links of the products I used today are all there, so if you like any of those things, have a look at them. Even if you just look at them, it helps me out if you use my link. You don't have to use my link, but you know, it really does help us. And it seems silly, and you probably wonder why all of the YouTubers say things like that, but it matters. It really does matter. I mean, it can make a difference between getting a $20 check or getting nothing. So, and that, you know, for my new car, that's gas for a month. I have a hybrid now, so it's a very green car, which is really neat. But now I have a car payment, so that offsets my makeup money, and I won't be able to buy as many things to show you without the money coming from somewhere. So anyway, this hair is the John Renaud Cassandra Angelique. The hair that I'm wearing today, this is the Angelique from John Renaud, and it's one of my favorite styles, and it's a lighter color combination. I think it's a really fun wig to wear, and I always wear different wigs, and I do have that linked, and that is in my Amazon store. So I hope all of you are having a wonderful week, and have a beautiful day. Take care. Toodles.